Hello and welcome back. So this is our third and final race from Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, round 7, race 3 from our Super Touring Car Championship in League 3. This is Paul's racing channel, this is the Ultimate Racing League, and this is the place to be for all your racing entertainment. We've had two cracking races actually, races 1 and 2, M. Bailey absolutely dominating both races there. No one could land a finger on him, and yeah, absolutely dominant from the start from that pole position. So thankfully as well, it is evening, as you can see. It was just getting to the evening, and after being one of the hottest days on record, glad to say there's a little bit of cloud cover now. Temperature has gone down slightly, still pretty humid out there, but a little bit more comfortable now. So with that being said, let's get onto this grid. We have got, this is reverse grid, remember, we've got Max on pole position, Firepower in second, Stealth in third, Graham in fourth, Potsy in fifth, Biggie sixth, Phil Mack in seventh, Slowpoke in eighth, Vex in ninth, Smoky Tom in 10th, Woody in 11th, Aaron in 12th, Brisbane 13th, and our two-time winner tonight, M. Bailey in 14th. Watch those lights in, and here we go. So good start for everybody, cracking start at the back there from, was that Max, going right through the middle of them all. I think that was one of the Hyundais. I can't even say that properly, and I've got one myself. Hyundai. Oh no, it was Vex. Max is on pole position, isn't he? So that's a great start though, but it is still Max, but Stealth going up the inside now. Takes that lead into turn 1 with Max then settling for second. We've got Firepower going up on the outside of Biggie, made that stick. Now he's going to run wide, surely. Yeah, it's going to give Biggie that opportunity back to third. He's going to, could lose out Firepower this to Potsy as well for that fourth spot. But Potsy at the moment still behind him in fifth, but he's up the inside, and he's gone back. I think Firepower has had a bit of a mistake there somewhere. He's gone off, so he's streaming past all the cars, so he's going to be right at the back or into 11th spot. There he goes in the shot. So must have ran wide and got himself out onto the marbles. And is that a safety car? It is a safety car. I think we were, well, I'm not sure why we had a safety car there. Let's have a look here. Well, let's go back to the back here onto Firepower and see what happened. He slowed right down for some reason. There's a car off in the background. That is Max, so that's probably why the safety car was pulled. Just didn't really see the aftermath. Maybe there was a little bit coming together between them both, not sure. Then Slowpoke and Smoky Tom at the back as well. So again, another little incident between them two maybe, unless they were both non-starters at the start. So they go to the back. So Stealth then leading this off. Safety car was called. So we stay with Stealth now. He's in control of the field. And I would imagine, as he's just about to come into that final sector, that he'll wait until the start or finish to get this race up and running again. Remember, 30 minutes this one, with that mandatory stop as well. Tyres won't be quite as punishing in this one with that heat or that temperature going down a little bit. Now here we go. Let's go with this now. Going to start putting that throttle acceleration down as he comes out of exit this corner now, and away we go. I would imagine up that gearbox. Oh, he's still holding them for a little bit. He's still holding them. He's off now. Looks like he's off and running. So here we go. Another restart. So let's pretend that didn't happen that first lap, and let's start again. So Stealth. Oh, Bailey pushing out. Who's that? Is that Brisbane out on that? Almost out on the grass. It was. And them two having a battle, and Vex having a little bit of a rub up as well. Graham's on the outside, and that was a little bit. Oh, that was a bit messy in there. Quite a few. I think Vex was a loser there, all the way back to 10th. Got himself sandwiched in between a couple of cars and drops all the way back down to 10th place to Vex. It's all getting a bit close and personal through turns 1 and 2. All started really from Bailey, just sort of squeezing out Brisbane up the inside. And then I think there's a kind of a domino effect from there on. But it is Stealth still holding it with Biggie. He's made his way up to second place. Bailey who's made himself already up to third from the back, remember, and is already into second now. Goes past Biggie Luck, who's standing still. So Bailey looks like he's on a mission again here. So he's certainly looking for this treble tonight. I think it's exactly what he wanted for his points tally in that championship to try and secure second spot and promotion. Aaron back there in sixth, so not that far behind. We are only a few minutes in as well, so plenty of time. Brisbane now attacking Biggie up the inside. He goes at the hairpin, nice and clean. So up to third then. So Stealth. Now actually Bailey's just taken that off of Stealth, so Stealth's giving him that spot, being teammates, being where they are in the table. So Bailey it is. Now what sort of defensive job can Stealth do to allow his teammate to clear off? You've got the two Citroens 1 and 2 though at the moment. So any French fans out there watching this will be happy as it stands at the moment. And then Brisbane going with him in third, of course. Hasn't had one of his best nights, but it looks like he's determined to get something out of this third and final race, doesn't it? Potsy up into fourth, so Potsy looking strong. And that McLaren. How does Brisbane have a go at Stealth here? No, Stealth. Oh, runs a bit wide, Stealth, but he's going to be on that inside for that next left-hander, but runs it really wide, but he's going to cover the inside line now. Don't think Brisbane's going to go out on the outside there. No, but can he get the switch back? Stealth will be hugging that inside apex, trying to stop Brisbane to come through all the time. So at the moment, Stealth's doing a great defensive job, keeping these cars behind while his teammate goes. Oh, and there we go, side by side, and Stealth. Oh, and Stealth's done it. He's been hit by. Oh, let's have a look at replay of that, shall we? So we're on board with Stealth. Comes up and runs a bit wide. Brisbane's there and then just keeps going. Turns the power on and he turns Stealth round. Takes himself off as well, Brisbane. So he's going to have to wait. So a terrible night for Brisbane, but they're all going to stream past now. Both of them. And, well, Stealth back to 14th. Brisbane will get that 13th because he's waiting. So that's that then. So let's see how our leader's doing. Now he's got himself a little gap. Potsy, of course, gets promoted up to second spot with Aaron now at the third. Now Aaron looks hungry. Looks like he's keen to get past Potsy here, doesn't it? What can he do along the straight? Great exit. He's already passed Potsy on the exit before they even get to the start finish. I think he's got the second spot. He has absolutely put that power on behind Potsy. A better exit altogether from Aaron, but Potsy's not giving up. He's fighting back, but he's on the outside here, so Aaron does take that second spot. So again, good racing from these guys. And then we've got Phil Mack, who's made himself up way up into fourth spot. Laggers and all. So it's all hotting up, isn't it, Rex? Up to fifth place, there he is, with Biggie right behind him. He's just slipping back a bit, isn't he? He was up into second at one point, wasn't he, at the start here, Biggie, but dropping down to sixth now in the Corvette. And Woody, let's just go through this field, shall we? In seventh spot. Graham in eighth, closely followed by Slowpoke, closely followed by Smoky Tom in 10th. And Firepower in 11th with Max in 12th. So come through that tricky little left-right. Then we've got Brisbane and Stealth 13th and 14th, our two that went off at that point last time round. At Brisbane, well, I think he might have, well, he's going to be fuming with himself, that is. Stealth will certainly be fuming with what happened, but one of those things. Sure, it will be going to the stewards if there's any reason for it to go there, as Bailey now clicks off another lap up to lap 5 and leading nicely from Aaron. But we know Aaron doesn't give up, don't give up, does he? 8 minutes in now. Normally, as you know by now, see the guys coming around about the quarter of an hour mark, so halfway through that 30 minutes, round about that time anyway. So got a little while yet, another 5 or 6 minutes before that happens, but I think you'll agree. I know we have one more round in France to come, but this championship's been absolutely superb. You know, we've had maybe 4, maybe even 5 drivers all battling it out for that top spot in that championship. Brisbane really dominating from them early rounds and racking up enough spots to get him that automatic promotion up to League 2. And then Bailey and Aaron and Phil Mack all fighting for those remaining spots, promotion spots. So it's all started to settle down a little bit out here, isn't it? Phil Mack attacking the back of Potsy into the hairpin. So Potsy dropped down to 3rd after Aaron got past him. Now under pressure from Phil. Let's see what sort of exit Potsy gets this time. Yeah, that was okay. Now Phil's surely gonna maybe have a crack down at turn 1, although it looks a little bit far back. Or maybe not, but yeah, they weren't going to go for that, was he? That would have been a lunge. And probably both of them off straight into the tyre wall. Exit stage left. He's just sitting behind him now. Phil knows he's got the time. I know he's desperate to get past, but you know what? Probably thinking, well, if I can get onto the podium, that will probably do. And there's the point. And there it goes. Exactly on cue. Goes up the inside of Potsy. Don't want to run it wide there though. That gets that done. So 3rd place for Phil. Good pass. Potsy down to 4th. Then Vex still in 5th place. Got half a second penalty there. But he's got a little gut back to Biggie. So that half a second he might get done by Biggie and lose a spot there. But it's not going to be too bad, I don't think. So Biggie there in 6th with Woody in 7th. It's all closed up a little bit here, which is good. So Woody 7th, Slowpoke in 8th and Smoky Tom in 9th. And Vex takes that penalty off. Yeah, didn't lose hardly anything, did he? Barely changed anything. So 5th still for him. But this is where the battle is, I think, at the moment on track. Biggie, Woody, Slowpoke and Smoky Tom. Now Woody with that half a second. Slowpoke just, it's unfortunate because he was really challenging up there early doors in this championship. Just seems to have, with respect, faded off a little bit over these last couple of rounds. Of course, he's still up there in that top 4 or 5 in the championship, but maybe just the last couple of rounds, not quite as many points as he probably hoped for. As he now attacks Woody, is he going to have a go up the inside? Woody slightly covers it there. All remains as they were. So Biggie 6th, Woody 7th, Slowpoke 8th, Smoky Tom in 9th. Graham is also latching onto the back of these guys in 10th place. And then he's got a gap back then to Brisbane, who's up to 11th now. There is the gap. Graham's trying his hardest to try and get onto the back of that little train ahead of him, but they are still there. They're still in the same positions, although Woody has run a bit wide and he has got half a second, remember, so he's going to lose a spot, maybe 2, to Slowpoke as well. Oh, a Slowpoke up the inside of Biggie. That was a great little move actually, just switched it over, went onto the inside from the outside, gets that done. Biggie, just a little moment, and Smoker's going to go through on Biggie as well. And Woody did take that off. Now is he going to lose a spot to Slowpoke? No, he didn't. But he's right up the back of Woody now, isn't he? Biggie was a loser there in that little coming together. I don't think he was matching anything, he just had a little bit of a wiggle on. And that's enough to stop him. In fact, he's in. So Biggie is the first one to move. Where are we? 30 minutes. So he's just before that quarter of an hour mark, as I say. Actually, there's two Vexes in as well. So a couple of them incoming in early doors. Is that Firepower who's in the sand? He was just him going in to the gravel there. Firepower just ran it a bit too wide on the exit to the final corner. So we've got a couple in. He's up to 9th now as he goes past those guys in the pits. Max also gets past Stealth also, so Stealth to 11th, Max in 10th. And then we've got Vex and Biggie 12th and 13th as it stands. Bailey with that fastest lap of 1:46.846. So he is on a mission tonight and he's still there out in front. And I'll tell you what, lovely gap back still to Aaron. Aaron's not gaining it on him, is he? And with quarter of an hour gone, as them tyres looking, yeah, not got much on that left side, but Aaron will be the same, presumably. So he's got plenty of, let's have a look. Yeah, pretty much the same in as regards to tyres. So I would imagine they will be in shortly. Can't see any change up top if I'm honest. Depends on what sort of laps Vex and Biggie put in. Well, he's staying out for another one, is Bailey. So he comes over to start lap 9. Aaron also stays out, and then Phil Mack is staying out too. Excuse me. So boys are still going out. Potsy as well in 4th. He's having another one. Slowpoke, no, he's in. So 5th's in. Smokey Tom's going to have another gap, so he's going to take 5th off of Slowpoke. Woody's staying out too. Brisbane's in. Firepower is in too, and Max may well be in with Stealth behind him with half a second. Let's have a look what happens here with these boys. Are they going in? Max is in. Stealth's in. Yeah, so here we go. Now we know that Vex is coming. So let's just go back to our leader and see how we're doing, and then where he comes out. Well, he has come out, and he's come back out in front, easy out in front from Aaron, who, yeah, it's about the same gap, you know. May have actually increased a little bit. So Bailey looking really, really good here to get his treble. So come through the left, right, up the hill to this right-hander, along that back straight, to the hairpin, hard on the brakes. This is the hardest braking zone of the entire circuit. And then through these kind of S bend and this sweeping right-hander into the next sort of double apex sweeping right-hander. Final corner. Well, he's actually in Aaron now, and Bailey's in, so our two leaders are in. So Potsy, sorry, they hadn't come in, had they? Don't know what I was talking about. They got another lap, didn't they? So they're in now. So let's have a look, see what happens. Potsy will presumably come in as well. No, he's not. He's going to stay out. So Potsy will take up that lead. Perhaps he fancies a... yeah, tyre's not too bad. Perhaps he fancies a little shot up front for a little while. So look what sort of lap can he get, and obviously bearing in mind his tyres ain't in the best of shape, so he's not going to be the quickest lap, is it? But what sort of gap can he get before the first stoppers come into play? You remember, his Vex is one of them, and he's in 6th place, so these boys, I believe, are all still to come in. Bailey, we know, has come in and come out, and what's he come out in 4th spot? So there you go then. So it's all up to Bailey to see what lap he can get in, see if he can take the 3 guys in front of him. I suspect he will. because they're not that far up the road ahead of him. Be well covered, I think, by the time they come out. I'd be surprised if he'd be into turns 2 and 3 by the time they exit the pit lane. So we'll see. So it is Bailey in first place, fourth on track, but in real time in first place. Aaron in fifth, but second. As it stands at the moment, of course that might all change, just keep your eye on that tower. And then Vex under pressure from Brisbane back there in 6th and 7th spot. And a really clean race actually, with the exception of that first lap where there was that little bit of stuff going on with that safety car, but apart from that, really good clean race from everybody. Well, of course what we want to see here at the Ultimate Racing League throughout all the leagues. So there's all the top 3 they're in. So going to head back to Bailey and just see where he is. But there he goes, right on cue, going over to start lap 11, and he's already in the lead. And as I say, I've got a good, I reckon he's going to be into turns 2 and 3 by the time any of those guys come out of their pits. So on that in turns now, Aaron of course has gone through into second. Brisbane's gone through, that Potsy still in third, so Brisbane's not quite, so Potsy has come out in, well there he goes, just coming out now, but he's going to be done by Brisbane, and he's gone past him, so Potsy down to 4th, Brisbane up to 3rd spot. Vex will sit there in 5th, but he's got better warmer tyres than what Potsy ahead of him has, so you would think that he should have the run on Potsy here. Potsy still with them cold tyres, going to take probably about half a lap to them to get fully up to temp. Biggie 6th spot, Woody 7th, Smokey in 8th. Heading down to the left, right. We'll get his penalty off here, will Smokey Tom. There's Slowpoke, who's also got one, I should say. And then Graham in 10th with Firepower in 11th. So these boys might gain a little time on Slowpoke. He's taking off his penalty, but you don't lose that much actually when you've got half a second. It really doesn't feel like you're losing much at all. Graham's now got half a second, so that was track limits, presumably going a little bit getting too much of that curb. Stealth in 12th. There he goes again with that number. I think he does it on purpose, you know. Stealth in 12th. Maybe that's just the way I say it. And then Max in 13th. So we go back to a leader, but he's been as fast as lap's gone, because Aaron's now got that at 1:46.744, and actually it does look like Aaron's just a little bit closer this time. And what are we? We've only got 8 minutes, so I don't think he's got enough to get past Bailey, but you know I've been proved wrong before. Never listen to what I predict, that's for sure. It's always incorrect, but from what I've seen, the evidence so far, it does look like Bailey's going to get a triple here. So Aaron in 2nd spot. We'll take that. Remember, it's these two that are the closest rivals in that championship table. Brisbane in 3rd, who's actually done pretty well considering he had that moment with Stealth where he had to wait and let the whole entire field go past. But he's made himself, or got himself, right back up into third spot. So actually, from being annoyed, I'm pretty sure he'd be pretty pleased now. Potsy in fourth. He'll certainly be pleased with that, but he's got Vex coming down behind him. Even though he's got a penalty, we know doesn't really lose you much, does it? So Potsy may end up being a little bit pressured by Vex in his coming few minutes. Biggie, look at this. Biggie has just been done by Woody. He's well out wide, isn't he? Big in his Smoky Tom's going to go right through the middle of them both, and why not? Oh, but he's a little bit too hot in there. He got himself in between both Biggie and Woody, but just went a bit too late on the brakes, ran it wide, only dropped back down to 8th. So it's Woody 6th, Biggie 7th, Smoky Tom in 8th, Slowpoke in 9th, with Firepower 10th, who's actually got past Graham now. So up to 10th for him. Graham in 11th. And still Stealth in 12th and Max in 13th. Let's just go back to this little battle though, because ahead of them is Woody attacking Vex. Now Vex actually, he's gone past that penalty zone and he's still got a penalty, so he must have picked up another one before, straight after he got rid of one. So, and having Woody right up your chuff ain't going to help, is it? So here we go, we got Woody attacking Vex. 5th and 6th spot, and then Smoky Tom under pressure from Biggie as Woody goes past Vex. There we go, along that straight. Is it side by side? No, Vex just gets in behind Woody, but he's going to have another look up the inside. No. Woody remains in 5th spot, Vex in 6th. And then Smoky 7th, Biggie in 8th. Really great driving from these guys tonight. A lot of respect out there. Giving each other room sometimes. But no, generally it's been really, really clean, really good racing, and yeah, really good championship. Oh, and Vex little moment now. That's going to put him into the clutches of Smoky Tom now, and he'll certainly get done by Smoky Tom, because he's going to pull over and let that penalty come off. So Smoky up to 6th, Vex will just slip in behind him into 7th. Don't think Biggie's going to get past Vex, is he? No, he's just a little bit too far back. A great battle from these boys here in the midfield. Slowpoke 9th, Firepower 10th, Graham 11th, nothing's changed back here. Stealth in 12th. And Max in 13th. Let's go back to our leader, and nothing's changed up here either. Still Bailey as we hit the 27-minute mark, 3 minutes left. And this is probably the best we've seen of the Citroen throughout this championship. I mean, it's been fairly strong, but this has just been absolute dominance throughout. And Aaron with a half a second penalty there, so that's going to help Bailey increase his lead by a little bit. Actually, I think that ended up being a second from Aaron, didn't it? I think I just see a 1 there come up, so maybe he got another half a second just as he came round that bend before the penalty zone. Not entirely sure. So Aaron second, Brisbane in third. Is He's a long way back behind first and second, so he's not going to get any better than third in this race, which actually probably is going to be his best result throughout the evening, which is unusual to say, being how dominant he's been throughout this championship. Excuse me again. So third place then for Brisbane. Probably already thinking about his holidays, isn't he? Just get this round out of the way in that final round. As I say, in France. Oh, that's wide. That could be a penalty. He don't care now, does he? You know what? No, he's got away with it. Surprised he didn't get a penalty there. Because it looked like all four wheels were off the surface into that runoff. Potsy though, he's remained in fourth. It's a good showing for Potsy to keep these guys behind him. Woody, Smoky Tom, although there have been there's been sort of penalty galore back here, hasn't it, to be fair? So every time they look like they're going to maybe get onto the back of him, and they've had to lose a little bit of time because of those. But Woody's got one, Smokey's got one, who's up to sixth now. Vex has dropped down to seventh, and don't know, is it his tyres? Yeah, he's got nothing there on his front left, does he, at all? Biggie could actually get him here. Or he's got even less. So yeah, this is the no left tyre gang here with, well, we're into the last 30 seconds, aren't we now? So ain't really going to matter. But let's go back to our leader as we are on that final lap, and he's going to, well, not quite the final lap, is it? Not for him anyway. He's going to go on to the final lap now. Lap 17 to complete his hat-trick of wins here. Brisbane is not going to get another one in, so he is going to finish in that third place as we expected. So let's see Brisbane come across that line to take that third and final spot on the podium. Congratulations to Brisbane. Third ado. Potsy with a great fourth place. He'll be over the moon with that one. So fourth for Potsy, just ahead of Smokey in fifth, just ahead of Woody in sixth. So there was a change there, wasn't there? I think that's the penalties that done that. Vex is going to get seventh, just ahead of Biggie in eighth. And then Slowpoke in ninth. Coming around the final corner now. So ninth for Slowpoke. Firepower 10th. Stealth. He's come out of 12th and he's into 11th for him. Graham in 12th. And then we're going to have Max in 13th, who's nearly been lapped by our leaders. He's going to come in though in 13th spot. But here are our leader, or our winner I should say, and our leader, M. Bailey. A terrific night's work for him. 3 out of 3. And victory again for race 3. Well done. And we'll get that second spot. Well done to him as well. So there's your round 7 completed. Catch me again for round 8 and the final round from France soon. Catch you then. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.